I'm called Promise, and I'll be with you in English language. That is, English grammar. And I'm going to teach you today about the tenses. The word tense is derived from the Greek word tempus, which means start of the time. So when we start about the tenses, we start about the time. We have the time that is now, we have the time that is past, we have the time that is coming, the future. Tenses are divided into two types, the present tense and the past tense. We also have in this tense, we have another category that is the future time. And the present tense is divided into four categories. The first category is the present continuous or the present progressive tense that we are going to deal with it today. We have the present simple tense, we have the present perfect, and the present perfect continuous or the present perfect progressive tense. Now we are going to start the present progressive tense. This tense is very simple. It's the preliminary tense when you want to study the English language at first. When you want to start about tenses, you are supposed to start with the present progressive tense. It's very simple, and I advise you that it's very necessary for you if you want to speak English properly according to the time. You better if you start the tenses. And now let us see, we are going to study the present progressive tense. The present progressive tense is the tense that is talking about the action that is happening at the moment of speaking. So, the present progressive tense is talking about It's talking about the action that is happening at the moment of speaking. For instance, now, I am speaking. I can say, I am speaking. And you watch me, that you can see the action is happening that I am speaking. So that is what we are saying, the present progressive tense. Or, we are studying English. That is, the action is happening right now. Even if someone comes from the outside there and find us here, we are studying English. That action is on progress. That the action is happening now. Example 1, I say, I am speaking. That is example 1. I am speaking. I can emphasize by saying now. Or I cannot emphasize by saying now. But I'm just saying I am speaking. Example 2 is that I can say we are studying English. We are studying English. That is, the action or event is happening now at the moment of the speaking. Now, if you want to know it simple, we have a simple simple formula that will help you, that will guide you on how to make a present progressive tense. Here is the formula to follow. Here is the formula to follow when you want to compose sentences or when you want to talk about the present progressive tense. We have the subject, auxiliary is or are or am plus verb that takes ing formation plus infinitive. Now the infinitive I'm talking here are the words that are used to finish the sentences after the main verb. Let's see the pronouns and how they are used. Which pronoun is using this is, and which pronoun is using are, and which pronoun is using am. The subject, when I say subject, when I say subject, I mean doer of the action. That is the subject. A subject can be a noun or a pronoun. So, subject is presented by abbreviation letter S to show that this is a subject. So, a subject can be either noun or pronoun. Subject can be either noun or pronoun. We know the nouns. All the names of people, animals, things without life, names of the ideas, those are the pronouns. Those are the nouns. And the pronouns, we have singular pronouns and the plural pronouns. Now let's see here the chart that will show which pronoun is using which pronoun is using auxiliary are, which pronoun is using auxiliary am. Now, let's see this chart here. So here is the subject, and here we are going to see the pronoun that the subject is agreeing. Example, we is going with are. You is also going with the are. They is also going with are. I is going with am. He, she, it, both these takes is. Both these auxiliaries, they take is. He is, she is, it is. When you are making the present progressive tense, use these formations or use these auxiliaries that agree with these verbs. Now let us see examples in sentences here.
Yes.
Example sentences. Example sentences. Let's take sentence number 1. I may say, I am teaching English. The components of these sentences, we have I as a subject, we have am as my auxiliary, and we have teaching. This teaching is a verb that takes ing formation. As I said, that when you want to make a present progressive or the present continuous tense, you must have verb that takes ing formation. Verb must take ing formation, and the subject must agree with the auxiliary verb you have. So here, I agree with auxiliary am. You cannot say I is teaching English. No, instead you say I am teaching English. Number 2. Example 2. You are learning English. You are learning English. Our subject in this clause, this sentence, our subject here is you. My auxiliary is are. And my verb here is learning. This verb must take ing formation to show that the action is ongoing. It is on progress. That is what we're saying. the present progressive tenses plus infinitive, that is English. This English is my infinitive, that infinitive awaits after the main verb that I used to fill or to accomplish the clause or your sentence. Number 3, example 3. Example 3, we have got the text example subject or example pronoun in the third person, that is she. Let's take she. I can say she takes milk. She is, let's say she's drinking milk. She is drinking milk, right? So here we also have subject. This one, she. Our auxiliary is, this one is. As I say that the subject E goes with auxiliary is. The subject she goes with auxiliary is. The subject is goes with auxiliary is when you want to make the present progressive tense. So here, this is my auxiliary. I have decided to take is because my subject she is singular. That's why the auxiliary that switch into with this subject is she. Plus my verb here, drinking. Your verb, remember, I said that your verb must take ing formation. That is here. You add inflectional ing to the main verb to show that the action is on progressive, plus the rest of the sentence that is infinitive. Now let us take number 2, example 4. Example 4, let us use this subject it. Let's say it is running. It is running fast. It is running fast. So my subject here is this one, it. My auxiliary is my verb here in this sentence, this one, running. It takes ing formation. Very simple when you want to construct sentences of the present progressive or of the present continuous tense. Just for the formation, like I said, that you take subject, you add or you plus these auxiliaries. Either you take this one for the subject like I, you take this are for the subject like we, you, they. You use this subject when you are making the present progressive tense. And you take is for each of these subjects is he, she, and it when you want to make it a present progressive tense. Now let me give you more another examples. Let me give you the last example of the present progressive tense.
Continue.
Okay, example 4, 5. Let us use another example to express the present progressive tense. You want to talk with a friend, and the tense you want to use, it is the present progressive tense. How you can speak to your friend. Like I said, that it's just you follow the formula. The formula is what will guide you. If you are correct, the formula will tell you that you are correct. If you are wrong, then the formula will tell you that you are wrong. By following the formula, subject plus auxiliaries is or are or am plus verb must take ing formation from the plus the infinitive. Example: I want to say promise is driving a car. Promise is driving a car. So this is my present progressive tense. It's formed like normally I say that you must follow. It begins with the subject. My subject here is this one, promise. It's subject promise because it is singular, so it is is agreed with the auxiliary, is plus my verb driving. This is my verb driving, is followed by, or the main verb must be added ing formation plus a car is my infinitive, or I can say a car is an object, because infinitive can be either object, infinitive can be either complement, but in short, for the elementary, I am just saying that after the main verb, it is followed by the infinitive. Because about the objects, about the complement, here is another lesson. Here is another lesson that you are going to start for the next lessons or the coming lessons. But now, just understand that infinitive are the words that fail to complete the sentence after the main verb when you are talking about the present progressive tense. So this is how you can talk about the present progressive tense. And so after watching this video, you can go back home by yourself, by your friend. You can just try to speak by using the present progressive tense. You can construct sentences of your own about the present progressive tense. Make sure. Now, this is the end of my lesson for today. I warmly welcome you for the next lesson. The next lesson after this present progressive tense, the upcoming lesson it will be about the simple present tense. So, I advise you, my good student, don't forget to subscribe my video. Don't forget to like and share my video so that you can watch the next video. Thanks for listening, and God bless you all, my good students.